So we're still racing the daylight here in hopes of getting in at least around Fleming Key and into Garrison Bight before it gets dark. And we got a good wind. We're moving right along. And we're also starting to get into boat traffic here. And I got to pay attention to my navigation, so plenty of things to do. So the winds are easing up as we get into the lee of Key West here. Also coming forward, but I'm still able to lay the course and stay on starboard tack. I really don't want to have to tack through here because there's a fair bit of current and there's quite a bit of boat traffic that goes through here. And it's a bit of a congested space. Well, we're in the big city now. I can hear the live band on shore. Doing a Peter Gabriel cover. We got the charter schooners. What a nice sunset. Well, we're definitely not going to make it into Garrison Bight before dark. On the right-hand side there, that's Fleming Key. You can see boats are anchored there. And we have to go all the way around the north end of Fleming Key and then get into Garrison Bight, but it's already getting dark. So I wisely decided to anchor off north of the mooring field last night and put off picking up a mooring until the morning when I have daylight, and also we have fairly nice light winds, so makes things much easier. Alright, well I just put the GoPro on my head to get a little more, hopefully a little more interesting camera angles for the mooring pickup. And I've spotted my mooring, so helm away. I'm going to push her up into the wind now. We're going to shoot up into the wind toward the mooring ball. And the mooring ball coming right the left-hand side of the screen right now. And so the tricky thing, apart from judging your speed coming up to the mooring, how far the boat will carry, is also that as you're approaching the mooring ball, it just disappears from right under the bow, so you can't see it anymore. Another fun fact about these mooring balls in Key West is they only have a small loop of line on the top of the ball, which makes them rather difficult to pick up. Phew! For a minute there, I almost thought I wasn't going to get that one. I'll tie that a little more securely later and run it through the Hawes fair lead. Anyway, after nearly 3.5 weeks, we have safely arrived in Key West, Florida. And yet another reason we practice prudent seamanship here. I was thinking about coming in last night and trying to pick up a mooring, but decided the better of it. Decided it'd be safer just to anchor off and come in when I had visibility in the morning. And it's a good thing I did. As you can see, there's a boat sunk. It was tied onto the mooring and sunk. And that was just about the line I was coming in on too, so I easily could have hit it. Probably didn't have any lights. So, better safe than sorry, as they say. Ah, Key West, Florida. Beautiful beaches, sunshine, the legacy of Hemingway, the famous bar scene, live music. A place where a sailor can just rest and relax after a long passage. Guess again, not even a week later, and thanks to a strong cold front, we've got strong to near gale force winds moving in. And it was around 5 in the evening. I was below, editing videos it happened to be, when suddenly the bow of the boat swung off the wind. I scrambled up on deck and realized that I was drifting. So I managed to get her under control on the helm, just sail under bare poles to avoid the boat to leeward of me, and just sail clear of the downwind of the mooring field and drop my anchor. And God bless that spade anchor, it held. So that's where we're at right now. However, I want to sail in a little closer to Trumbo Point, just to get into a little more sheltered waters, because you can see there's a fair bit of wind chop there. These winds are forecast to increase overnight, so I'm afraid that pitching might pull my anchor out. And I can't get her to sail up on the anchor at all, so I just have to crank it in with the manual windlass, which is just quite the upper body workout here. So there we go, we're off. And with this wind, the old girl's right at a gallop here. I just have the double reef main up, and she's doing about 5.5, 6 knots. I'm going to pick my spot to anchor just on the edge of the moored boats here to leeward of them. And I think you can see here that the water's quite a bit flatter. And it'll get better as the winds veer more easterly. Because just east of here there's a small island and an area of shoal, which at low tide is only got maybe a foot of water over it, so that really knocks the waves down. Now she's coming up head to wind. The spade anchor is dug in once again, which it's a weedy bottom with very soft mud. Sometimes gives anchors trouble, but I found that spade anchor really those are really good anchors. And so here we are until this stuff settles down, which unfortunately is not forecast to settle down for the next several days. Correct. Yes, I've anchored, and I'm just behind the boat. I've moved in a bit closer, so as these winds come more east, I'm getting some shelter just from the shoal there. Yeah, and I still have the eye. So when I finally retrieved it, I just pulled the eye up, and then there's about 6 inches of splice, and then just shredded nylon. Yeah, I'm content to stay where I'm at until these winds ease up. All right. Good. All right. Cheers. Yep. Bye-bye. So I'm still anchored here, just outside the mooring field. set out a second anchor. These winds are up about 30 now, gusting about 30. So I spoke to the marina. They said they'd send somebody out to give me some help, but so far that has not materialized. As long as these anchors hold, I don't mind just hanging here until these winds die down. And then I can find another mooring, hopefully one that's not going to let me go suddenly. Well, it's Sunday, December 22nd, and I think we're on now day 4 of this saga. We're still at anchor, and the spade anchor is still holding despite having winds last night constantly up around 30 knots, gusts higher. The winds are starting to ease up now, but we got these constant rain squalls going through, bringing in gusty winds. But the winds are forecast to diminish this afternoon, so I'm hoping it'll go down enough so I can sail up to a mooring. And hopefully a mooring that's not going to let go of me. Because I'd really rather be on a mooring, because we got another round of sketchy weather coming tomorrow with strong winds. So we'll see what happens here. This is just the waiting game.